Well, 15-2. My opinions, my beliefs. Today I want to talk about our children of our societies. I'm sitting here and I'm watching TV and I see this commercial coming on. I mean, marijuana has been legalized for going on 10 years now or more and used way, way, way before that. Thousands and millions of years before these idiots ever came into control and power of the governments. But I'm watching TV, and here they got a bunch of these kids up there, and this shows how ignorant our children have become in our society, and how undereducated they are, and how dumb they are, because they have these kids of all these different ages and everything, and they got these shirt on with the Superman symbol on the front, the big giant S, which is a serpent symbol, by the way, but whatever. And because all this is our serpent symbol, and dollar signs, the serpent symbol, the serpents are signs for the medical, serpents are signs for wisdom and knowledge. I mean, but anyway, they got this big giant S on, supposed to be standing for Superman, talking about how they want you to keep them safe from marijuana because I guess they're just too ignorant. They can't make their own decisions. They're all teenagers or whatnot or whatever. Nobody's pushing anything on them anyway, and nobody's asking them to come do any of it. So I don't know what their point is. I mean, what, you're just so dumb you're going to go out and try it and you get somebody else to stop you? Well, guess what? There's nothing wrong with it anyway, and nobody's asking you to come try it. So what's your point? That you're dumb? Because that's what you look like. You got this giant S on you for Superman, and you guys go watch Superman. Yeah, every time you're praying to a religion when you're watching Superman. Do you know you're praying to religion when you're buying comic books for your children that says Superman? Do you know you're subjecting them to a different religion than the one you might already have than before because you're subjecting them to this Superman? Every time they watch a movie, they're basically praying to this God. Every time they watch a movie, every time they read one of his comic books, every time they read a book, every time they read a show, every time they speak his name, every time they wear his clothes with his symbols on the front of him, because Superman, Clark Kent, real name is Kal. In ancient Hebrew, Kal means son of God. His father from another planet, his real blood father, not the ones, not the Kents that raised him, but his real father from Krypton. His name was Jor-El. Jor-El in ancient Hebrew means God. Okay? Now, the planet Krypton supposedly blew up, and then he got sent here or whatnot. And the little spacecraft wasn't the only one, by the way. And, well, you can find that on our periodic table. Is K19. It's actually Krypton, Kryptonite, whatever. Same thing. you know, it's just, wow. I mean, I can't believe this. The children are getting up there, and they're just like little parrots, man. The government's got them so well trained and so brainwashed. They'll just get up there and say anything, no matter if it makes them look like complete idiots or not. And they'll do it with a smile on their face because nobody's forcing them to go down to the dispensaries and buy marijuana. Nobody's asking them to fucking even use marijuana. So what is your frickin' point? Keep you safe from what? Your own stupidity? Well, too late for that. You're way past that point. We'd have to re-educate everybody in order to save you from that. This society. Wow. Every time these damn people want to change something or whatever, it is throw a monkey suit or something on somebody, and that's not a racial comment, by the way, because anybody that's old positive is monkey, so I don't care what color you are, so take it as you want it, it don't matter. But anytime they want to do something, they'll just hire some mercenary group to become a new terrorist cell that works for our government and all the other governments and go attack our own people and make a big deal about it, and they're the ones behind it all, or they just do whatever they want. They'll sacrifice poor innocent people at concerts, like I was talking about the other day, or they'll sacrifice poor young girls jogging down the road to make it look like something else to get whatever they want. They'll put kids in shirts and get them to say stupid stuff in front of the camera to make you sway your decision on what they want you to do. It's just, you don't have no free choices. You just got a world full of propaganda. That's all you got. That's all they can do is. I mean, how can you follow anybody that does nothing but want to hate, and kill and murder and starve people? And what kind of people are you if this is what you're gonna choose for a leader and to follow? I mean, come on. And like always, I don't know if I'm going to get cut off here, but all this talking till I do. Sometimes I make it for an hour, sometimes I make it for a few minutes, but either way, I'm still making it. And they keep blocking me because I know I ain't getting a lot of hits. And I know I have over 45,300,000. I just rounded off 45,300,000, but it's actually a little bit more than that, but I just round everything off. But yeah, I rounded it under. And that was just at the beginning of the year. So I know I got a lot of viewers and stuff. So I know I should be getting more hits. Now, I know a lot of people are probably just downloading it and passing it between their own phones and whatnot and still. But I still want this up on there. I want to see it. Everybody else can put their stuff out there. So I know you want to suppress me from using my family titles and stuff. Fine. It doesn't matter because all everybody's got to do is just go to my Facebook, Lee Pan, and look up for Dr. Lee Pan on my Facebook, and all my titles and everything are there because Facebook don't suppress me. They don't keep my titles off. That's only YouTube so far has done that to me. But whatever, do what you want. It don't matter to me because the word's still going to get out. People are still listening. People are still changing. You can see everything changing. If you go into my Facebook, you go back out to the beginning because all the public is welcome to my Facebook. Because I always tell everybody, don't frighten me because somebody's going to kill me someday. And I don't want anybody getting killed with me. But don't don't friend me and stuff. I don't want people taking stuff out on you because of that. I mean, you want to work with me, that's fine. You're protected if you worked with me. But I mean, don't be just friending me on Facebook. Don't be doing. That's why I put everything up so nobody can see how many things I get or whatnot. Or I don't take credit for anything. I don't ask anybody for anything. I don't ask to be paid to talk to you. Like all these fake priests and everything do. And they're not all priests are fake. Remember I told you that. But because I'm a priest, I'm a high priest. But I'm not fake, but there's a lot of ones that are fake. These big mega churches and everything that live in the sin and everything that got to have all these shiny boblets and everything, and they don't care about nobody. They just care about themselves. They care about their shiny little trinkets, just like the pretend kings and queens that killed my family years ago, or most of them anyway, not all of us, obviously, or I wouldn't be here, and been trying to kill us ever since. No matter what country we go to, they just keep following us around. They came to Ireland, sent St. Patrick in there and chased all the snakes off. Well, guess what? That was my family, got chased out of Ireland. Some of us made it to our ships and got the hell out of there before they killed us all because they were just slaughtering everybody because we didn't believe in slavery and we treated everybody equal. So they took our kingdom away. We come to America and then they came here. America comes from the word Americu. It came from my people, Americua. And it means land of the serpents, land of the serpent gods. They come here and they twisted it all around and grabbed this guy named something else and changed his first name so it was similar to America and put him as the history book saying he was the one that does, that it was named after. But why would anybody name it after him? Supposedly he didn't even discover anything. It's just, come on, use your head. It's just a scam. I mean, God, it's like all the stuff they put in there about women, to trash women and everything and belittle them. You idiots buy it. You think you're better. You're not better. They're better than you. If you want my honest opinion about it, there ain't a woman out there any better than any man, including myself. So you just ain't man enough to admit it. That's all there is to it. I love them. I don't care. I love every one of them. You should put them all on pedestals. I mean, you got a woman, you got to treat her like she's a queen. Unless she's not a queen. Because there's some women, I mean, I'm sorry, girls, but there is just some women out there, wow. I mean, those are the ones you just want to walk away from. You don't need to be in an abusive relationship or nothing like that. Just walk away. I mean, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. When you love somebody, you love them to death, and all they do is cause you misery. But you got to do what's better for you. I mean, you got to walk away. I mean, for guys, it's easier than it is for women, I guess, because, there's like 12 women to every guy. So, I mean, so when it comes the other way around, it's slim pickings for the women, and then, you got people who look like me. I'm not really the prettiest thing in the world. I will guarantee you that. But, I don't really care. because I still love you. I'm not put on this world to be beautiful. I'm put on this world to do a mission. I'm put on this world to protect you. I'm put on this world to stop these monsters and change things. You know, we're gonna have a better society. We're working at it. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're getting there, and more people are waking up, and that's what these guys' problem are. That's why they want to kill more people. Kill, 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 kill. You know, because they want to take your numbers down, not because you're overpopulated. It's because you're getting stronger. You know, you're getting too many to control. So, they can't have that. You know, they'll come up with some wars or whatnot they gotta have, because we don't need wars. Never needed wars. War is stupid. Anybody that goes to war and fights, and I'm the god of war. Ain't that sad? I'm the god of war, and I'm telling you the wars are stupid. But you see, when I fight for good. I don't fight for evil. I only fight if I have to. I mean, I won't even raise the first hit. You gotta hit me first before I'll even hit you back. And sometimes I might not even hit you back because I'll be too busy laughing because you hit like a pussy anyway. So, it doesn't matter. But, I don't know. You guys need to figure this thing out because, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy how you all act and everything. I mean, I can't understand it. I mean, I come back and the world's gone to hell in a handbasket. You know, I can't even leave for a while. And then I pop back into this freaking body, you know, about 3 decades or so ago. And, they got killed in a car accident, the original guy. So I just kind of slipped in there because it was the right vessel for me anyway. But I mean, come on, look what happened. Just a little bit of time, I'm gone for a few thousand years, and I come back, and the world's falling apart. It's freaking crazy, and we need to change this. I mean, this can't be like this. This is not what you were designed for. This is not what the the concept of the plan was, or what this world was supposed to become, and what you were supposed to evolve into. I mean, these freaking lizards is just, oh my gosh, they just took over and just destroyed everything. And now this poor old serpent's got to come back and clean up the mess. But I'm not alone. No, I'm far from being alone. I mean, there is just so many of me you cannot count. Calculators cannot even do the calculations. I do calculations that calculators and stuff cannot even calculate because it's too hard. So, you know, try to figure out how you get outsmart this fucker because I guarantee you you're not. That's another, this damn war on marijuana. Give me a freaking break. Everybody knows it's medicine. You guys are ignorant. Nobody's falling for your shit. We need a war on you. A war on your damn drugs that you push, your poison GMO products and all that. That's what we need. War on criminal terrorists that's running our country. I just need to band up and tell you, you're fired. Stand down. And send the military in and throw you all on your prison island. That's where you can live. I'll make it nice for you. You'll be like a Mar-a-Lago golf course if that's what you need. Yes, sir, Bob. We'll put horses and tennis courts and swimming pools. We'll even put you one of them Donald Trump luxury hotels and stuff on there where you can all live with Donald and go to his reincarnated Mar-a-Lago, or no, reconstructed, I'm sorry, wrong word, reconstructed Mar-a-Lago. It'll look just like his other one that he loves so much that he spends I don't know if he still does, but he was spending $1 million a weekend of our money every weekend at his own golf course. What do you know about that? So anyway, I mean, $20 million to reamp the fridge on Air Force One. Seriously, it's going to cost $20 million to make extra room to put his Big Macs and Chucky Fried Chicken and other stuff in. I don't know, but I hear he eats that stuff sitting on the toilet even. I guess if you got a gold toilet, you can do anything you want. I don't know. I don't need a gold toilet. You know, even though I'm a king, I don't live rich. I walk with my people. I live with my people. I've even lived with the homeless people. I mean, how can you understand what people are going through if you don't walk the same paths as they do, if you don't live in the same situations they do? How can you understand what heartaches and troubles and sorrows that people have to go through on a daily basis when you're sitting up there on the whole high society on your golden shitty throne? So, no, that's not the way I was raised. You know, we were raised to understand. And my whole branch of the family of the Serpent clan has always been raised to understand that our people are our treasure. Everything else is nothing. Nothing at all. Our people, our animals, our every living thing is our treasure. Our ocean is our treasure. Our soil is our treasure. Our air is our treasure. It's all our treasure. It's priceless because, we can't survive without it. Not not shiny diamonds. Diamonds, we use those, for laser cutters and whatnot. And gold, that's good for conducting electricity or a heat shield. And then other crystals, you could, like your phones got this crystals and stuff in them now. They're like little memory chips and everything, and that's another thing. Look at Superman. You go back, that was originally back in the late 40s and 50s when that first started coming out. And and the original guy, his name was actually Reeves too. Somebody shot him because they wanted to see if he really was a Man of Steel. That didn't work out so good for him. He wanted nothing after that. But anyway, even back then, if you think about it, and you look at the movies they have now, Superman, they show you about these crystals that they were using to keep knowledge in, that they were using to record knowledge. And now, come on, and now they're doing it because they already knew it, because it's always been there. You know, you're all living a lie. You're living an illusion. You're living a dream. You're living a reality that they only want you to see. It's not what's real. I mean, that's why you're not allowed on the other side of the world as well. That's not why you're not allowed to. Nobody really knows what's going on unless we tell you what's going on. I mean, you look at the media and you look at the news and you think you know what's going on, but it's just like a movie. We can make movies where we can do anything in the movie, so why can't we do it on the news? I mean, how do you know if the Twin Towers have actually even really hit unless you were actually there and watched it? I mean, think about it. I mean, you watch it on the news, big deal. How many times you go watch space battles and stuff at the movie house? I mean, shit looks so real that anybody can make anything look real. They can make a terrorist act look real. They can make wars look real. They can make anything look real. It could be all a big show and you wouldn't know. So, I mean, you got to think about these things. I mean, you got to think outside the box, like the Jack in the Box, which was another thing that was a toy that they got up and laughing at every time it popped out because it was mocking my family, like the Fool. They changed April 1st to the Fool's Day, and it used to be actually the first day of the new year, but it was also the birthday of the original High King of the world. So it was all a big joke because the court jesters, the Fool, the Clown. You guys call him the Joker or the Trickster. It's all the same entity. It's all the same people. It's all my family bloodline. I mean, come on. We just got this. We can't even help it. I mean, we got this uncontrollable urge where sometimes we just blurt out laughing insanely. And, sometimes I'll even cry, but I'm still laughing on the inside. But I just can't help it. It's just emotions that automatically happen. It's just, and everybody thinks you're insane because you're laughing like an insane man. Well, I'll tell you what, like I've told you before, real true genius lives on the edge of insanity. So, I mean, when you're as smart as some people, or some lizards are smart too, unfortunately, but not as smart as what serpents are. But when you're an extremely high intelligent person, I mean, you gotta laugh at shit because so much thing. I mean, you're looking at nobody realizes that you understand what's gonna happen way before it ever happens. So you're laughing at them, you're trying to explain to them. They're looking at you like a freaking idiot because they don't understand what you're trying to explain to them. And then when it happens, they're sitting there with their thumb up their ass trying to figure out how the hell you knew it. Because it's like, we see everything ahead. When I make a plan and I look at every possible outcome of what's going to come from that plan or that action or that idea. And then you got to restructure it so it's going to be the best possible outcome. Now, for most of you, that would take, maybe months or years or whatnot. Sometimes it takes me that, depending on, the size of the problem. But in most cases, I could look at something and I instantly, while you're looking at it and you're pondering upon it, I'm actually looking at it and I'm dissecting everything apart, taking everything apart, putting it back together again in my head. While you're looking at it, trying to figure out what you're going to do, I'm already completely tearing everything apart, separating it, reorganizing it, and putting it all back together again inside my head before I ever even start putting it on paper. And then I keep doing it as I put it on paper. And the only time I put anything on paper is if I want somebody else to see it, because we were raised not to put anything on paper. You see, all of our knowledge, like this, the Druids has always been this way. We all come from Atlanta, so it don't matter what name you call us, it don't matter. But anyway, we'll say Druids. But the Druids, we've always been this way. We've always kept our knowledge in our head. We do write stuff down, but only for other people's benefits. Other than that, this is why you can't burn our knowledge. You can't steal our knowledge. You have to kill every single one of us. And this is why they're doing what they're doing, to take our knowledge out. This is why they follow us everywhere we go. This is why we got to constantly change our names. And also by doing this, what we're doing by retaining all this knowledge in our head and not having it in books like you do, is we're constantly using our brain, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So we're constantly exercising our brain. By constantly exercising our brain, we're increasing our brain function, because we're increasing new neural pathways and stuff, just like the chemicals and drugs and stuff, like I told you do. That's why the ancient Egyptians, everybody used to party like an Egyptian. They did a lot of them drugs and stuff, and good drugs, nature's drugs, not man-made chemicals and stuff. The psilocybin and all that stuff that you got on the magic mushrooms, or the white lotus, like I told you before, that grew down along the Nile or whatnot. But all them drugs, what they do is they just create new neural pathways and stuff, and different chemicals changes your body, reprograms your DNA, and reprograms what you're going to actually become physically, mentally, and everything else for your vessel, that is. And the rest of you, your cows, is kind of like riding along. You're driving the vehicle, the vessel, like a car or a truck or whatever you prefer. It don't matter what analogy you want to use on that, but our example, I should say. But anyway, it's all a big game, man. You guys just got to figure out that everybody is lying to you. All these rich people, these fuddy-doo people, they want you to believe that you cannot exist without them controlling you. And all they're doing is using you. They're using you like puppets. It's just, you need to stop it. You need to wake up. You need to put a stop to it. You need to put average people in charge. We need to get all these corrupted rich people out of office. And then sometimes you guys got to remember, I gotten killed in a car accident years back, and I was brought back by accident, by another accident, fortunately. And so, I got a lot of brain damage. I'm intelligent, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I mess up my words and stuff, and I'm sorry, and I apologize for it. When I realize to do it, I might say the wrong word, I might say the wrong name, or I might use a wrong vowel system or something when I'm writing or whatnot on my Facebook or whatever, because I translate so many different things and everything that I just got so much stuff in my head that sometimes things get a little jarred up. But for the most part, I keep it pretty well going. But I just want everybody to know that you need to start realizing that the women around you. Your mom was a woman, your sisters, your aunts, your uncle, your aunts, and even some of your uncles act like women actually, but they're not women. But and that's another thing too. You got to realize what happens is when you're reincarnated, you don't always come back as the same sex. Sometimes you'll come back as a female. That's why you'll come back as a male if you were female before. And that's why you got all these people that don't, they have gays and lesbians and whatnot, and all that is because they've all experienced being a different sex, and they have grown accustomed to that sex. So when they got reincarnated into the opposite body of what they're accustomed to being. So they still have these urges that they have. And then when they meet people that they were in love with before, because you got soulmates, there's just a bunch of them. You'll have bunches of soulmates throughout your lifetime. It's just like closer than a flame, like a best friend lover kind of thing, soulmate is. But a true twin flame is somebody that's actually the other half of what you are, and those are hard to find. It's like me. Everybody says that I got all these women and everything that always want to date me and everything, and I always tell them no, because they're and it's not because there's anything wrong with it, because I love every one of them, don't get me wrong. It's just that there's less than 1% of the female human population that can even be compatible with something like me. So it's not easy for me to find a mate. I can find tons of them, but I can't accept one unless she's compatible with me for their own benefit as well as mine. Because you have to be the other half of this coin in order to even come close to being me. Because I'm not bragging or anything. It's just a simple fact. It's just, on average, if I don't have somebody like that, then it would take at least 6 females to take the place of that one female. Because, I told you before, I feed off life energy, but I feed off sexual energy. Is life sexual energy is the more thing for it, but not a perverted way like these lizards do. I have a limit. You can't be a child. You at least got to be illegal, of consenting age, and that's another thing. It's gonna be hard for everybody when it comes to this age thing. For like me, I'm negative blood type, as I told you before. So this means I'm going to outlive anybody that I know that's O positive blood type by a couple 100 years or more. So until I get my next vessel again. There's one of my kind right now over Japan. They won't tell you, but she just celebrated this year. This year here, she just celebrated her 258th birthday. Granted, I'm sorry to say she looks like a shriveled up old prune, but yeah, she's 258 years old as of this year. So, and that's my curse. I'm gonna have to watch all my children die. I'm gonna have to watch all my grandchildren and probably my great grandchildren die, because that's just my curse, and they don't want you to know this is how we are. They'll even go out of the way to make themselves look older, to make ourselves look older, um, you know, by changing our hair colors and whatnot, and appearances and whatnot, because we're shapeshifters. So, um, but anyway, so people need to understand it. There's a fine line between right and wrong, you know, and you gotta be careful not to cross the line. But when it comes to children, there ain't no being careful of that. You don't cross that line, period. Because if you do, we're going to come for you. Because we're not putting up with it no more. That Pennsylvania deal was just a start. So, but I need to talk about some other things. I try to stay off some subject because I don't like to stay on too long because I start getting upset. And it really upsets me when sick people in the world um, do stuff to children, especially when they pretend to be priests and they're doing stuff to children, or they pretend to be law enforcement agents that are supposed to protect them, and they're doing stuff to these people, these children, and the innocent people in the world. And I just, you know, it upsets me that we're in a society that does not just put their foot down and just stop it right there on the tracks. I mean, they just let it go, and if it goes, it grows, and if it grows, it becomes more, and then it's out of control, and it's becoming out of control, and we need to take control. We need to get things straightened out. We need to put all these criminals on the prison island that we're going to create for them. You know, we could use Jeffrey Epstein's sex island that he had. Trump's been there plenty of times, so is all of the Clintons. So, you know, well, it ain't nothing they haven't been at before, and it's all set up for rich, fancy people anyway. So, you know, a lot of actors and actresses and agents and producers and directors. And I mean, there's a sick people in every walk of life, every race, every color, every nation. There's a sick people everywhere, and we need to start picking them out and cleaning them out and getting rid of them. You know, if you're a murderer, you're gone. If you're a child molester, you're gone. If you're a pedophile, you're gone. If you're a rapist, you're gone. If you're a hater of anything, you're gone, because we just can't allow this to be in our society. And it's time for a change, and the change is now. And then you got these kids out there wearing Superman shirts, you know, with basically the symbol of my family on it, a giant S. And and talking about how they need you to help keep their stupid asses from doing something they think's bad for them. I mean, you gotta laugh every time you see that commercial. This is so stupid. And then remember, you know, now you're all praying to this Superman God, this Clark Kent God, this Superman Jesus Christ in a pair of tights. That's how intelligent you guys are. Yo, up and away. Or they even have him walking across water in some of the shows if you watch it. It's just awesome. I love it. I love to go to the movies, not just to watch the movie, because I love Superman. Don't get me wrong. You can't get past a good show regardless what it means. Don't get me wrong. I'm not cutting down Superman. Not at all. I mean, he's family after all. But, or at least the concept is family. It's my family. He'd have to be a Dan in order to have them powers. So you have to come from the tribe of Dan, which is the Tufti, the Danya from Ireland, and before that, Egypt before that, and Atlantis before that, and a whole bunch of places besides and in between and all around, because we get around. Us Celtic people, we get around. I mean, like I told you, the Celtic people are most of the world. We're the Irish, the Scottish, the Wales, the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Russians, the Germans, the Basque, the we're around. We're everywhere. We're the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, the Thailandians. I mean, we're everywhere. I mean, you look at we're everywhere. You know, so because we love everybody. That's why we're everywhere. Yeah. Sometimes, we love everybody, but sometimes we love some people, especially the human females. We love them repeatedly. So, spreading that love around, spreading around that serpent seed, making sure the world's gonna be back to where it's supposed to be. Take the power from the lizards and give it back to my sweet children. My brothers and sisters and me, we're here. We're here for you. We're here. We've always been here, and we always will be here. Sometimes we our vessel dies. We're nailed to crosses or burned at stakes or decapitated or some shit. But we always come back. So it takes a while for us to remember who we are, but we've been trained and we know how to do it. So but we're going to stop this someday. Someday you guys are all going to listen to us and you're actually going to rise up. Because if you look through your history, we've been here. You can see we've been here. You can call us whatever you want. You can call us the fallen. You can call us the watchers. You can call us the messengers. You can call us archangels. You can call us whatever you want. But, just don't call us late for the party. Oh, that, I want to take time out also to thank all the females in the world for everything that you've done for our society. I know a lot of men don't appreciate you, like a lot of women are stay home moms and stuff, not. And the guy, he goes out, works, and he comes home and he treats his old lady like shit, treats his kid like shit because he's had a hard day at work, supposedly. And he goes out with his buddies or whatnot because he's got to unwind and go to the bar because he had a hard day at work. And then he goes to the bar and complains all them about how his wife just sits around and do nothing when she does everything. She works more than he does. I mean, you sit there and grab yourself a piece of paper and a frickin' newspaper and you do some education there, buddy. You figure out how much it's going to cost you for a private cook. Figure out how much it's going to cost you for a laundry service. Figure out how much it's going to cost you for daycare or babysitter on a daily basis to watch your kids that you wanted or they wanted or you wanted together or you wanted and insisted on having but hardly ever spend any time with. You figure out all the things that a woman does in her job one day. Because I figured it out one time. It was decades ago, so I know it's a lot more then. But I figured it out one time. And I figured a female would probably be making around $250,000 back then. So you're looking at $2 million right now. I mean, because they just do so much. Not to mention they have sex with your dumbass when you come home, even though you treat them like shit. So, I mean, you need to put them ladies up on a pedestal unless they don't deserve it. And, you really got a bad one because that does happen. Not everybody's perfect, regardless what gender or whatever you supposedly are. But, you need to put them up on a pedestal. I mean, you need to treat them like queens. I mean, I'm guilty myself. Even in the past, I've gotten so wrapped up in the things that I do that I actually neglected some things that I should have done. But I've learned from my lessons, and that's what you need to do. Is you need to learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, then you're never going to get anywhere in life. So I mean, that's just the truth about it, and that's what I'm all about. I don't care what people think. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you the truth. And if I do make a mistake, you'll notice I do apologize. So, because that's just the way I was raised. I was raised to be a decent serpentine, a decent serpent. Just like everybody should be raised to be decent people. So I treat everybody with respect. I respect everybody. I love everybody. I especially love the females, but I love everybody. I don't care if you're male and female. I mean, they're not in a gay way. Don't get me wrong. Even though there's nothing against people that are gay, don't get me wrong. But I'm not. So anyway, I don't like getting in that subject because it's hard to get around without people sometimes taking things the wrong way, and I don't want nobody to take anything the wrong way. But you need to treat women with respect. You need to put them on a pedestal. You need to let them know every time you come home how much you appreciate them, how much you love them. Look at what they've done, how much they clean the house, the meal that they cook for you that tastes good. Or even if it don't taste good, tell them it tastes good because they at least tried. I mean, don't lie to them. Just, tell them, you appreciate it or something. But don't lie, because if they come straight out nasty, that's one of my... Ooh, that's one of the things about being me. Somebody comes out and asks me something, I have no choice but to tell you straight honestly what it is. I mean, because I'm a true Aries. I'm a mature true Aries. There's a difference. An immature Aries, that's a whole different story. We're pretty fucked up when we're younger. But we're like fine wine. as we get older, we age like fine wine. We just get better. And I mean, you know, I was involved into this, and this is not cutting any other male race out. It's just a simple fact. I mean, it's just, because I like to take studies. I love to get involved in studies a lot of times because I just like to see the look on the humans' faces and shit when they see the results. They're like, ooh. But anyway, I was involved in this study. There was 15,000 people in the study. Me and 14,999, you know, more people, humans, I imagine. I doubt there was any more serpents in there. There was just one human. I mean, one serpent, 14,999 humans, I believe. So anyway, we were doing this behavioral study on sexual behavior and everything because they want to find out how people think and how people react and emotions and all that and whatnot. And they gave us a series of tests and questions and things that you had to answer. And when they came back, they told me that I tested higher than anybody that they have ever seen. That I actually tested so high that there was nothing even in the textbooks to cover what I am. That I am the perfect male for any female because I'm alpha and beta. It means I understand both sexes perfectly. And that I put my women up on a pedestal as queens, and I treat them like queens and goddesses and stuff. So, you know, I came back. As a matter of fact, they said they had to create a new word in the textbook to describe what I am. And that word was the serpent. I'm laughing at them. They don't know why I'm laughing at them because they don't realize I already am that because that's what my family bloodline is. It has been forever. I mean, we're ancient. We're as ancient and ancient is. I mean, we existed way before any humans and human laws even existed. Humans got their laws from the from us, but also from the lizards that stole it and twisted it from us when they stabbed us in the back and seized control of the power and everything. But you know, that was my family's fault. That's why they made that Jack in the Box because you know they killed the king and they had the prince in the prison there waiting to be killed, and he's waiting to be rescued. So he's waiting to be sprung from the box. Get a Jack in the Box. With a deck of cards, what do you got? You got kings and queens, but you got jacks. Well, what are jacks? Jacks are princes. And what do princes do? Well, when the king is killed, which already was done, then the prince would be the next one to become king. So they got the Jack in the Box, see, waiting to be sprung before his execution. And that's the joke. And then they changed April Fool's Day to not only change the rituals and seasons of the rituals, and mess the rituals all up for pagans and everybody else, but also to make fun of the original king's birthday. But now the don't get me wrong now, that's king. And gods, we were gods, and we are kings, and we are gods. But goddesses are the ones that ruled everything. We prize our women above everything. That's just the way we are. I don't know about you. But, yes, because they create us. I mean, if it wasn't for women, none of us would be here. Think about it. I mean, and to let you know, I want you to understand this. I mean, you macho guys are not going to want to hear this, but it's just genetics. It's just the way it is. Everything in life starts out feminine. Everything. It's only later down the process as you're being created or cooking in the oven or however you want to put it that you change sexes from female and then become male. But everything begins as a female. And then as it is developing in the womb, later some become males, but the majority is females. So figure it out. So how much do you feel now? It don't bother me because I know females, male, it don't matter, man. I'd rather have females fighting beside me and always have. You know, my councils are females. All my closest councils are females. You know, I love female warriors. I don't mind seeing them on the battlefield. I mean, I used to get so much hassle decades ago. I mean, 3, 4 decades, or 3.5 decades ago, 4 decades ago. You know, I'd always take females to work with me. And everybody be like, "Oh, you can't have a female at the construction site or whatnot." I'm like, "Well, you know what? If you want me to work here, they're gonna be here because they're working with me." Because I prefer having females around me. I prefer having females work for me. Females can see more colors than males can. I don't know if you know that or not. So they make excellent interior decorators as well because they can see a lot more colors. A guy looks at a color and all he can see is basic colors. A female looks at colors and she can see a whole bunch of different shades. That's how come when you're looking at the kitchen or whatnot you just done and you're asking your old man what he's thinking about it and you're all excited and you're like in love because of the way it looks, he's looking at it like, okay, it's red or it's pink or it's yellow or it's green. Okay, not the shades because we can't see as many shades. We can see some shades, don't get me wrong. I can see even less than most males can, but human wise, I mean, they can't see as many shades as you can, and neither can I. But I can also see other things that none of you can see, like auras and heat senses, and I can see at night without having to have a light and stuff. So, actually, the light actually hurts my eyes. I'm light sensitive. That's why I wear sunglasses a lot. My ex used to get mad. She used to say I was staring at girls and stuff because I was wearing the sunglasses. And no, I'm staring at the girls, but it ain't got nothing to do with the sunglasses. The sunglasses got to do with the light. Well, it don't hurt to look as long as you're not touching. Everybody, even she was looking at guys. You see somebody that catches your interest, it's just natural instinct. You're going to look. It don't mean anything. You're just looking. Just some people take it further. And then there's, like me, when I tell people, you can look at my Facebook, you can listen to my recordings here. I tell everybody straight up what I am. I'm a male Irish whore. Oh yeah, I got plenty of loving for everybody, and it usually takes a lot of people to get some loving done because if you can't handle 16, 18-hour tour with me per day, per night, or maybe 3 or 4 times during the day, different times, depending on how I'm feeling, then you're not gonna make the cut as being a permanent fixture in my bedroom. And I'm sorry to say it that way, but like I said, I'm honest. I mean, I'm as bluntly honest as you could get. Just like I've taught everybody, I'm not an angel heaven sent. I'm a fallen angel. I've done things in my life to survive that I should not have done, but had no choice to do. And I understand what people have to do to survive. And this is all what makes our society how it is today. And in order to change our society into something better, we have to change everything. And the first thing and the biggest thing we got to do is take these criminals out of office. And I'm tired of this, male chauvinist stuff. I want to see more women being put in charge. So, if we got to have politicians, if I can't get you guys to sway past them down politicians by election year this year, when you go vote, make sure you vote in every woman politician that you can get. Because we're at least going to be a little bit better off. They're all evil. Don't get me wrong. They'll bash a kid's head in with a hammer just as quick as their male counterpart and suck that shit out of their brain, like I was telling you, and shoot it up because they get off on that shit. But they're at least better. And I've noticed there's been a few out there that I don't recognize, so we have to look into them too. But yeah, I have a lot on my plate every day. I haven't been on Facebook a lot, so any of my Facebook people that are listening to this, and I'm sorry that I haven't been on there a lot. I pop in once in a while, leave a brief message or something. But like I told you, and I gave you warning way before summer got here, that when summer comes, there's going to be a lot of things coming down, because this old serpent, he's tired of everything that's happening in the world, and I'm sick of the way they treat my people. You're all my people. I love every one of you, and I can't allow this madness to go on anymore without rising up and saying it's enough is enough. And I want you to join me. And we're not gonna. I'm against violence, so we're not gonna do anything violent. We're just gonna tell them you're done. There's more of us than there is them, so there ain't really nothing they can do. 99 to 1. So you just have a couple people, grab them and throw them in handcuffs and haul them away like they do everybody else. Put them on a prison island. But it's a prison island, but it's going to be a resort, is what it's going to be, and they'll be comfortable and they'll live their days out peaceful. And we'll start cleaning our societies, restructuring the government. I mean, we got to have laws. I told you before, we got to have laws. We just still got to have so many laws. I mean, they're creating stuff just to make money. We don't need to generate and throw innocent people in prison and everything and treat everybody like slaves to make money. We don't need to do that. Money don't even exist. I've told you that a billion times. It's just made up illusions. But you're so brainwashed into thinking of the concept of money as you happen to have it, that I can design it however you need it designed to make you be able to exist. But Gene Roddenberry, don't think I'm nuts about this, because this is true. Don't think I'm nuts, because I'm not one of them, conspiracy theory guys and everything. I just, I go with the facts and stuff. And Gene Roddenberry, you guys might not know this, he was the creator of, some of you might not know this, I know a lot of you do, but he was the creator of Star Trek, and Leonard Nimoy was actually a co-writer and director and stuff with that. And he played Spock. Anyway, Gene Roddenberry had a vision, and he was in contact with government people, and he had setting in on these psych deals where the government use psyches all the time. They don't tell you probably, but they do. And getting these messages from other civilizations outside of the world, outside of Earth. And that's what he structured Star Trek around, was a federation. And just basically, if you look at it, this is kind of what I'm thinking about doing. And I didn't even realize this at first. My dad was a big Trekkie fan. I watched it myself a lot too, but not as much as Dad. I was more of a Doctor Who fan myself. He liked Doctor Who too, but we each had our own little. I watched Deep Space Nine, Battlestar Galactica, and all of them too, because I like watching that stuff. There's a lot of truth in there, a lot of movies and shows that we make and put out as fiction are actually teaching you stuff, and you just don't realize it because it's not fiction. But you're going to accept it because we write fiction on it. So now you're not laughing at it. You're actually watching it and listening to it. So you're getting educated and don't even know it. But yeah, it's basically like that. They don't really use a money concept. It's sort of like my global console card. Everything that you need is provided to you, and you just do jobs that you're assigned to do. So it's just an even trade. So if you want to call it getting paid a paycheck, that's fine. But there ain't going to be no currency anymore, because I'm getting rid of the paper money. I'm getting rid of the metal coins and all that stuff, and everything's going on the global console card, like a giant debit card kind of thing. Like I told you before, that's going to be everything. It's going to be all your ID and everything all in one. Your credits, your pay, your social security number, your driver's license, your passport, whatever you want to call it. Everything's going to be one, because we ain't really going to need passports anymore, because it's all going to be global card. Anytime you're going to need any kind of special permission, if you're planning on leaving the planet, we want to make sure you're just not going to think that you can fly off to another planet and end up floating out in space somewhere, because that wouldn't be good. But other than that, everybody's going to be able to travel freely around the world, because there shouldn't be borders and walls and fences, and we shouldn't have immigration bans. It's just stupid. I mean, the world wasn't created like that. I mean, you guys ain't even been here that long. You think you can just waltz in here and make all these plans and turn everything around and upside down and blow everything out of hell? Well, you can't. It's just not the way it's done. I'm back. I'm back, and I'm telling you, it's going to change, because we're not putting up with this. You're destroying everything we've created, and I can't have it. Father, mother, oh boy, my gosh, Gaia is really, really, really disgusted. She just wants to extinct you all. My mom, you better watch out for her, I'll tell you. Mother Nature will smack your asses, and she has been if you haven't been paying attention. She's smacking your asses, so you better get that clue in your head. You better change your ways, or you're going to end up dead, because, you're going to be extinct, because the planet is just not going to put up with your crap anymore. To start over, So, I mean, it ain't the devil you got to watch out for. It's the politicians and the crooked leaders and the crooked government and the crooked megachurches, the supposed God that you supposedly worship, that you never see, that lives in the clouds, invisible. At least you can hear me. I don't allow myself to be seen too much, and when I do, I have to wear my clown makeup, because the whole world makes me laugh, so I always feel like a clown. But I love y'all, and that's all that matters. So we just need to break it down and get rid of this bullshit, and clean up our world. Clean up our oceans, clean up our lands. Get rid of all this nuclear power, nuclear weapons. Get rid of the crude oils and all the byproducts. Get rid of the coal. Get rid of the steel. We don't even need steel no more. Trump's got money invested in all that stuff. That's why he wanted it. That's why he pushed so far so much. His family, just like all them rich, corrupted people, man. All their families for 100 years or more has been investing their money in all that bull. Because they wanted to make you sick so they could make more money and keep you weak so they could control you easier. It was what it was all about. It was never about power, because, we've had alternative power for hundreds of thousands of years, even millions of years, billions of years, depending on what species you're talking about, if you're talking about mine. Because, if you want to talk behind, I always say you're thousands of years behind, but I mean you're thousands of years behind for your species, not my species. You're billions of years behind my species, because we existed before this planet even existed. We came here. So, but anyway, this main thing was mainly I want to tell all the women out there that I appreciate everything they've done. I love them. You're all queens and goddesses to me, and I'm not going to keep sitting by and not say nothing. I'm going to speak up, because I'm tired of the way that this society treats you, and you deserve better. You deserve to be in charge. Every high structured society, even in insects, if you look at them, all have a queen, and there's a reason for that. We don't put the stupid drones in charge like you got in charge right now. That's what the lizards were anyway. They were all just like little drone soldiers, and now they took power once they killed my family and everything. But anyway, we're getting close to the end, so blessed be. I love all of you, and take care of each other, do good, help people. And don't stop watching Superman just because I gave you that piece of knowledge, because it is a pretty good show. But that is the truth, though. So, all right, then. We got like, less than 30 seconds left. And and then it's going to be shutting off. I'm surprised I made it a whole hour this time. It's amazing. But take care and bless you all. Until the next time I see or hear you, or you hear me, I should say. Take care and do be the best person you can be. That's all I can say.